Hello, YouTube and X. It's your main man BTM here, bringing you back to the BTM Crypto News Network. And if you can see, Zebec is on the verge of breaking out. People are saying that Zebec can increase over 1 cent by the end, or hit 1 cent by the end of June, which is 7 days from now. So I don't know how that's going to happen, but definitely would appreciate it if it does get to that 1 cent mark. But we will see, and we will keep an eye on that. What up, DR? What's going on, bro? Thanks for joining. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And let me know what you guys think. If you think that 1 cent is um, impossible, or do you think that is very bullish for Zebec? But let me know in the comments either way. But we will keep you updated, right? And the BTM Crypto News Network will be here watching and supporting the whole time. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. And as always, I guess we'll turn on the spotlight and see what we can see on Twitter. We'll start with Twitter and keep it pushing. So thanks for joining. And this is the BTM Crypto News Network. So you can see here, if you like the shirt, this is the BTM Crypto News Network. Grab a shirt, support the channel, and let me know what you guys think. But it is available on Etsy. Moving forward, this is the Caspa. We just had a Caspa live, so we'll go down to Zebec. I put some of the Zebec information up earlier. So this is proud to be part of the Circle Alliance, building the future of on-chain payroll and crypto card spending with USDC as the core stablecoin across silver, carbon, and black cards products. One of the things that I'm most proud of is the extraordinary ecosystem and products and services from our partners that we've been building over the years. If you want to see the power leading stablecoin network, explore the Circle Alliance. And this is partners with Circle. And this is the message. Zebec will hit 1 cent by the June 30th, which is 7 days, which is 6 days now. So let me know what you guys think about that as well. Look at the slingshot out in full force. Let's freaking go. What up, Yazin? What's going on, brother? Welcome back. This is closing the loop on payroll. ZBEC completes cycle or circle. Let's freaking go, ZBNC. Shout out to ZBCN 365. See, is the video on here? Okay, there it is. So the video is here. So let me get back to the ZBEC portion. Scrolling back down. So this is, we're teaming up with Crypto Plex to bring Plex powered crypto access to the ZBEC cards. Zappy and NIX will be added to the silver and carbon by the end of the week. In high inflation economy like Brazil, Zebec cards unlock a practical way to send crypto daily. Get your Zebec cards today. So we'll check that out, the 21 Club for Zebec, and let me know. So this is a quick video from Casper Chrome. Let's see what he has to say.
What if your paycheck worked more like Netflix, streaming to you in real time instead of arriving once every 2 weeks? That's
Let me add the sound, push the volume up a little bit.
Zebec and Ondo are building, a payment system designed for the digital world, where money doesn't just get sent, it flows to you as you work. With Zebec, income is streamed by the second. It's like watching a live video of your earnings ticking upward in real time. No more waiting for payday, no more holding your breath for wire transfers. But crypto streams usually come with one problem: price swings. That's where Ondo Finance steps in. Their stablecoin, USDY, is backed by real world assets. Think of it like a digital dollar that doesn't wobble when the markets do. So now we've got the best of both worlds: speed and stability. Workers across the globe can receive income in seconds. Freelancers, remote teams, even international contractors, everyone benefits from faster, simpler pay. It's not science fiction, it's live, and it's growing fast. Would you trust your paycheck to stream like your music? Want more crypto videos? Check out my playlist. Remember, this post is brought to you by the Crypto Chrome. Like, follow, share, and repost this video if you believe that crypto is the future, and the future is now.
So shout out to Crypto Chrome. This is the ZBig crew. Let's ride the wave on this fine Tuesday. Not 100% sure what's up with the ships in the ZBIC, but if you like it, I love it. Let's go. This is, do you know how to get ZBIC to 100K holders? Me either. I'm just going to keep doing my part and having fun and raising awareness. It's only under 1 cent and recovers with and just as fast as the entire market does. After the dips, that is all. So ZBIC is supercharging. Also, so what do you want to be rock superstars like ZBIC? Better get ready to grind when no one's watching, build when no one believes, shine when the spotlight hits. ZBIC doesn't ask permission, it rewrote the rules. Real-time payments, on-chain infrastructure, institutional momentum. While others talk, ZBIC builds. You want to reach that level, start moving like a heavyweight. So this is ZBIC will rise faster than anyone's ready for. Most coins talk about potential. ZBIC network already has systems live and countries aboard. This isn't speculation, it's acceleration. Here's what already real: government-backed rollouts in Japan and UK, real-time payroll streaming, finance live, used by banks, schools, and global enterprises. Solana speed, layer zero connected cross-chain, tens of thousands of users aboard with zero hype needed. ZBIC will influence the world. It just needs time. And the clock is moving fast. When it flips the switch, it won't just compete, it'll lead. And this is ZBIC's episode, The Future of Money. I think we've seen that already. Let's look at the bubbles. So Turbo is up 7.6%. or 4.6%. Whites up 18.1. AI text up 16.3. Casper's 2.5. Brett's 3.8. Zebec is 2.2. Jest is 10.5. Bonk's up 4. Snake is up 7. AI OZ's up 10. Prime's up 6. Jupiter is up 8. Link's up 7.4. Piles up 4.6. ICP's up 2.1. Bitcoin's up 1.9 to 105. So Bitcoin's back pushing. Mondo's up 6.1. Theta's up 5.7. XPX 6900's up 7. XRP is up 5.2 to $2.20. Bonk's up 4% and Just is up 10%. Mog's up 3.2. Arkham is up 6.3. Form is up 4.7. XDC is up 5.8. Near's up 4.3. Toshi's up 4.2. XLM is up 3.5. CFX is up 5.8. Dog with a hat is up 6.5. HBAR is up 6. Mr. Miggles is up 5. I think that's all the heavy hitters. So looking at the holders, one of the videos says the holders was up to 67,000. I'm still so 65,976. 4 hours we picked up 64 holders. 12 hours we're down 110. The day we're up one holder. 3 days we're up 163. 7 days 306. 14 days 1,551. 30 days, 18,576. And let me go to a quick video real quick, and we'll come back to the trader view in a second.
Hopefully, fingers crossed, the geopolitical issues start to get taken care of. I think this could just be the very beginning. So, I want to talk a little bit about Zebec today, some of the things that have been happening recently over the past couple of days, and then also what we could see next as we start to see. But again, hopefully, potentially the skies clearing for crypto. I think this could be a really, really great, really, really great summer potentially for us. So, got a couple of different things to look at today. The first thing that I did want to show you guys, though, is the big news of the day, which is Zebec has officially crossed 76,000 holders. You can see a really nice little uptrend here over the past, couple of days. And so what we can see is that people are taking advantage of this opportunity of the fear in the market of, all the blood in the streets, all that type of stuff. And we could see that, there was a lot of people who took advantage of this to actually increase their holder count, which is really good to see. So, officially over 76,000 holders. For those of you, who are not maybe super familiar with smaller projects, this is actually one of the major metrics that I'm looking at is the holder count continuing to go up over time? Because that's really what's important. Price doesn't really matter. Yeah, of course, obviously price does matter at least a little bit, but it doesn't really matter in the long term or in the short term, excuse me. In the short term, in my opinion, what matters the most is the number of holders going up. And we can see, especially in the short term, that we have seen a pretty decent increase in that, which is a good thing to see. So next, we can also see, that this is part of a little bit of, we dipped into some fear. Yesterday, it was actually kind of the first day in several months, basically ever since, the end of April, that we've actually been dipped back into fear. We actually have come back up into neutral. So the optimism in the market is coming back a little bit. Again, the announcement of the hopeful end of the war in the Middle East, that is really kind of the thing that everybody's looking toward, and it's going to be a really bullish thing for markets if they can hold. Obviously, there are some concerns coming into place of whether that will actually hold and be permanent or not. But at least for right now, we're starting to see the market start to feel a little bit better about things. And so we are seeing the fear and greed index come back up a little bit. So that's good at least to see right now. Of course, who knows what the future holds. but that's what we're working with at least right now. So the next thing I want to show you guys too is when I went onto the Zebec website, we could see here that up at the very top, this is new, at least to me. I don't remember seeing this last time I was on the website, but we can see that the Telegram on-ramp bot is actually now live, which is really cool. We can see that they're starting to kind of make some of those strides to go ahead and actually start to drive adoption for the team and for users and for people trying to actually utilize and derive value from the Zebec network. I think Telegram, especially, if they're starting to focus into the crypto space, everybody has a Telegram, everybody uses Telegram. And so I think having a Telegram on-ramp bot is actually a really, really good idea. They can start there and then kind of expand, from there. So I do think this is a really, really interesting and smart play that they have gone down the path of. Again, we've been over this website before. So, if you are interested, it's zebec.io. You can go ahead and check it out. And, you can see the products that they're looking to build. We kind of did a little bit of an overview of this last video, so I'll be pretty quick here. But, products, company, the Zebec token itself, what governance looks like. If you're trying to get an airdrop, you can kind of learn more details about that. And then as well as just launching the actual app itself, you can go launch that and kind of see how it works as well, too, if you are interested. Now, the next thing that I want to take a quick look at here is the Zebec token, because what we can see is, we've put these lines in a decent while ago. We could see that we've kind of been dancing around this key level of support down here at the 0.004 range. And so it's going to be really important to see kind of what happens in this range. Obviously, we kind of broke through it. Then we had a really, really strong green candle. We were above it. Now we've dipped below it again. We're just kind of dancing all over the place as it relates to this line. And again, keep in mind, that this is not like a bright line. You can see it's kind of more of a zone, maybe from like 0.37-ish or 0.0037, maybe even up to like 0.0042 potentially. So it's kind of that spread here where you can see where it's been dancing around. Currently, this candle is kind of still within that zone. However, this fake out or breakout or whatever we want to call it down to the downside here, this was indeed kind of falling outside of that range. You can also see it fell outside of the Bollinger Bands, as well as it actually did bounce off the 60-day exponential moving average. So you can see here a pretty clean test, break off of it or bounce off of it, and then we're kind of seeing it kind of jump back into the middle here. We're also seeing it kind of move into the middle of the Bollinger Bands, and the Bollinger Bands are squeezing pretty tightly. So we'll have to just kind of see how things are going here. Right now, the whole coin looking pretty neutral. We can see close-ish to kind of the average point here from the Bollinger Bands, pretty close-ish to the average point of the RSI. So again, I know there are probably some people who might be a little frustrated that, Zebec has kind of been falling down a little bit, but look at what we've seen recently. I mean, we've seen a massive move to the upside. If we actually go ahead and we actually take a price gauge here of like what this move was, this was a 920% move bottom to top. All right. And we have seen a move kind of from top to bottom so far of about negative 54%. So, of course, a reasonably sized pullback here. But if you look at kind of just how far it went up to how far it's come down, it's not even close. I mean, we're still doing very, very well. This looks very XRP-esque or XRP-like, just given how much it's gone up and how well it's held, at least for right now. Now, of course, we do have to watch this continue to hold. Ideally, having this support hold would be the best, but there's no guarantees in life. We don't know for sure. And as I have mentioned before, kind of depending on the path that the market takes, it would not surprise me if we maybe come back down to this level here, this 002 level. So I am probably going to be, kind of avoiding doing any too heavy of DCAs, at least until we get down into this range, would kind of be my plan here. Can do small DCAs and have been doing some small DCAs up in this range, but nothing too crazy overall. So that's kind of the way that I've been looking at it and kind of my strategy so far. Of course, this is not financial advice. You do need to make your own decisions and kind of come to your own conclusions in terms of what you want to do, because I don't manage your money. I don't control your money. I don't advise you on how to spend your money. This is just me talking to you about my plans and things that I'm looking at and things that I might be considering doing. So hopefully it's helpful. If it's not, of course, feel free to not act on it or not do anything, because of course this is not meant to be advice at all. This is just me sharing my opinion. Now, moving along, as we can see here, actually, if we come back to the chart, we can see that things feel like they're in a pretty good spot. Now, of course, we've just been over this. If you are interested in trading this Zebec token, I do have the links to both Blowfin as well as BTCC in the description below. If you are interested, both BTCC and Blowfin have some nice sign up rewards. Blowfin has, I think, up to $5,000 in new customer deposits or in deposit bonuses if you are interested. And then BTCC does have that 10% bonus on first time deposits, as well as up to $10,055 in deposit and volume bonuses as well. So if you're interested in either of those, just feel free to check the link in the description below and you can go on ahead and get signed up. Now, the last thing I want to take a look at here is, kind of looking through X, I saw this kind of nice little graphic. Digital G15 is the one who posted this. I'm not sure if they're the one that made it or if, maybe it came from somewhere else and they just reposted it. But I think that this is a really, really nice kind of succinct graphic that shows the top 4 utilities of the Zebec network. So, of course, we've talked about this before, but you've got the real-time money streaming for payroll and salaries. I think this is a really, really cool tech improvement. I think this is something that probably is only enabled using crypto just because you have that kind of instant, fast, seamless kind of payment network that you can access. Also, spending with crypto with the Zebec card. This is something I've always been super bullish on, is finding ways to allow people to spend their crypto. I think is always going to be a good thing. You can see here the Zebec card, another great option here. You had the decentralized infrastructure or the DPIN network. This is again kind of like payment terminals and things like that, helping people get into more like retail places, maybe even like food and food and beverage stuff like that. And you can also see, of course, the ZBCN token utility for governance and fees. So again, this has been the other thing that we've talked about with the token specifically. How does it work? Why would you hold it? A lot of that type of stuff. So a really, really cool kind of quick graphic showing you some of the main benefits of the Zebec network, which I think is really cool. Overall, though, I'm very excited and I'm very interested to see how things trend over the next couple of weeks. Now, of course, we have the market turning around a little bit. So far, at least over the past couple of weeks, we saw initially, maybe about a month ago, that there would have been maybe a little bit of a possibility of getting a bit of an alt rotation. Over the past couple of weeks, that has been very, very clear to be not the case at all. And so that's been a little bit of a challenge there. But for the rest of us who've been essentially trying to be patient and waiting for that time in the market, I think given some of the rotations that we have seen in various directions, we could kind of be setting up for a little bit more of an alt friendly environment. I don't know this for sure. This is just my opinion, but I think it could be more possible, particularly now that some of these global issues appear to maybe be getting resolved. So if they do continue to get resolved, then this is going to be something that I think will be long term very bullish. Now, if you are interested in having hanging out with me, being able to contact me directly, things like that, I do have that link in the description below for my Discord channel. If you are interested, it's just connected to Patreon. Again, it's free, all that type of stuff. I'm just trying to use Patreon, hopefully better like track and weed out scammers. But if you want to go to Patreon, sign up there. It's all free. You can come on in and start hanging out and ask me questions and hang out with the community, all that type of good stuff.
So shout out to who is this? Huge milestones, Cade O'Neill. See here. Yo, Cade, what's cracking my G? When it's coming to California so we can turn up. Good afternoon. What up, Rosa? Zebec and Turbobacks packed win KRC and Nacho to the moon. Well, KRC's coming, but I sold most of my Nacho tokens to buy Zeal. So hopefully Zeal, Turbo, and Nacho, Zeal, Turbo, and Zebec. Out of the three, we should get at least 2 winners. So let me know what you guys think about that. Let's go back to the Zebec trading view. We'll start at the 5-minute chart. 5-minute chart showing Zebec is holding steady at the 004, waiting for it to push up. RSI is coming back up to 58.1. Relative base RSI is 49. getting out of that oversold category. This is a couple of green candles on the 5-minute chart. What up, Marcos? Where you been, bro? Nacho's business. What up, Bugatti? What's going on, bro? 15-minute chart. 15-minute chart is showing two green candles. We're losing volume. Had a MACD cross. The RSI is coming back up in the 60 range. And the RSI base moving average is 63 on the 15-minute. On a 45-minute chart, we got one big green candle at the 0042. RSI is pushing up on the 45-minute and also on the moving average. Got some green candles on the 45-minute chart, which is very bullish. On the hour chart, we also have a green candle. RSI is up and down. Looks like it's coming back up. Volume, actually there's four green. So volume's increasing on the hour chart. And there was a MACD cross. 4-hour chart is also showing. See if we can zoom out a little bit. Three green candles, RSI is up. Relative based RSI is moving up as well, and several green candles on the 4-hour. And it looks like we're pushing back up to the 005 would be the next leg up. And then the 007, which we haven't hit since May. But we'll see if there is a pullback or if we continue to push up. I suspect we'll keep pushing up. And look at the holders already. So this is CoinMarketCap showing up 4.12% on the day. It's weird. So yesterday it was why it was down. Today is why it's up. Market cap is 358.5 mil won, up 4.1%. Technical content. Zebec network 2.1% price gain the last 24 hours. Reflects a technical rebound, signals a strategic ecosystem developments through momentum remains fragile. Bullish technical reversal patterns after building descending wedge. Strategic acquisitions, Gatenor, UK fintech improving regulatory positioning. Speculative interest from upholds 35 million Zebec holding and airdrop potential. I keep hearing about that, but I don't know. Let me know if you guys are involved in the airdrop. Did you sign up? Personally, I myself is very cautious about airdrops. I have not got an airdrop to work yet, but that don't mean it ain't working. I just can't get it to work. Deep dive technicals. Zebec broke out of descending wedge pattern on June 17th, a classic bullish reversal setup. P levels, immediate resistance to 005 to 0052, 23% Fibonacci retracement, support at the 04, the 0043 and the 0044, 20 period EMA, wedge upward boundary, RSI 54 neutral momentum, but MACD historic histograph. The 000105 signals lingering bearish pressure. Chin-day SMA 004 acts as a dynamic support while trading volume remains 12% below yesterday's levels. Supporting factors. Data acquisition June 6 enables native KYC AMA compliance for UK, MAC, and EU, actually, FCA regulations. Science card integration, 50K user base expansion into educational payments. Uphold partnership, 35 million Zebec holders and planned airdrops create holders incentives. These developments counterbalance June's 47% price price crash. May 007 peak through social dominance remains weak at the 0.16 versus the 0.332 in May. Conclusion. Zebec's minor rebound combines technical pattern validations with delayed reactions to compliance-focused acquisitions through low volume and negative funding rates. 0.01 suggests skepticism. Will Zebec UK EU regulations progress outweigh Bitcoin's dominance 64.4% and attracting fresh capital? So let me know. There's a lot. Let me know what you guys think. I'm bullish on Zebec. Zebec, why are you selling? Let's push this up, gang. Peace bullish on Zebec, looking great. Peace pumps. Let's freaking go. I should use this. It was actually pretty cool. Shout out to ZBCN 365. Look at the Zebec last 90 days, 320%. People complaining about price. How funny. Crypto is not for you kiddos. Only diamond hands will win. Every dip I load my bag and chill. I will never sell until I hit my target. Hold tight. It takes a while for DGens to lose their assets. Hold tight. Double top pattern forming. My children. Take profits before another wick down. I believe Zebec will be listed on these Robinhood platform. I believe will be announced from Cannes, France on June 30th. Okay. That would be big. Sometimes in the afternoon, gonna get glued to CMC during that time frame and load up as much as I can beforehand. So that would be very bullish if Robinhood does list it on June 30th. That would be the 1 cent we're looking for. Balls tingle every time I'm making money. Don't sell your smart. Hey, don't sell if you're smart. You're not going to get much good buyback price. We're only going up from here. I'm following this guy. Okay, that's not what I wanted to do. Just freaking follow. And follow a couple of these real quick while we're over here. Let's see, when you understand companies will buy Zebec as a tax write-off for business expenses, you will understand why Zebec will go to $1. I like that. Elliott wave is loading. Zebec, if in fact knew what you're holding, you wouldn't sell one token. As a matter of fact, I guess that's one, what you're holding. You would be adding to your bag as much as you can. Zebec is a short-term coming will transform many lives. Don't stay behind. Your life change, peace, and blessings. 24-hour trading volume is higher than XCN. I believe we will take XBN spot under 100 crypto market cap. Bears want us to fail so bad. So bad these guys are screaming for Zebec to go down. Zebec to all shorters, new and old. As you can see, Zebec is fighting hard to stay above water with a strong community. I guess that's us growing and backing. Have mercy on Zebec. Let's work hand in hand to build Zebec together and make Zebec one of the most successful tokens in crypto. I'm bullish on Zebec. When all the plays out, Zebec is not going to the moon. The moon will be going to Zebec. Okay. That's interesting. Let me go ahead and add that guy as well. I like that. If you like it, I love it. So let's go. Let's see one or two here. 24 hours, the volume is higher. I think we just read that. Bulls on Zebec when it all plays out. Zebec is going. We read that one already. Looks like we're about to pop. I'm thinking so too. I'm thinking within the next couple of days, something crazy big is going to happen. What up, Bugatti? What up to the moon, Johnny B? Paul's Balls, what's up, man? BTM fan, what up? What up? Hope everyone's having a great day. We definitely are. Thanks for checking Hawes Balls. Zebec, what up? Marco. So I think wait, where were we? Yeah, so we're here. Um CoinGecko saying 004 up 4.6%. Market cap 358 million. And I guess we watched this guy, which is very informative. Shout out to Kate O'Neill. There's a video yesterday from Wealth Hub Management. Let's see what he's talking about. It's a quick 5 minute.
They were in the green again, and we're absolutely killing it. So, if you are looking at the markets today, they are actually up from yesterday. Most of the coins are actually up, including Bitcoin and most other higher cap coins as well. And ZBCN is absolutely outperforming the markets right now. So, we're going to be taking a look at what ZBCN is doing right now, what we could expect from ZBCN coming very, very soon. So, before we do start with the video, do make sure to hit the thumbs up button, drop a comment down below on what you think about ZBCN, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel. So let's get right into the video and head over to our screen. So we're over at our screen looking at Zebec right now at about 0.204230. And we're actually up 18.5% in just the past 24 hours. Absolutely crazy, killing it once again. Market cap $357 million also. And volume at $45 million, up around 30% from yesterday. So volume is doing better as we could see 12.8% volume to market cap ratio. If we take a look at from the low to the high, we went probably more than 20, 22, 21% around there. Weekly, we're still down about 7%, but we could see that it has kind of had a comeback. In the beginning of the week, we were kind of trading sideways, kind of no directional movement, but then again, we did go down. We went down to 0.2032, and we are rising back up once again, heading to 0.2043 actually in the weekly. So again, doing really, really good. And if we take a look at the chart of ZBCN on Dex Screener, we could see exactly what we talked about in the previous video happened. We talked about that it did go below this range. It created a wick on the daily, but it didn't actually close below it. So even on the 4 hour or the hourly, it did actually go below, but not for long. On the daily, it never closed below this, and it actually bounced back up with such a huge green candle that we are seeing right now. If we take a look at from the low to the high of this candle, we're actually up around 30%. And if we talk about from the low yesterday to the high today, we're actually up around 43%. So pretty huge numbers that we're already up by, and hopefully we continue doing this as we are doing right now. And we can see we are in this range for quite a bit now. We have been kind of trading back and forth in this range. We have hit this range a couple of times, but then again went out of it. We came back. We didn't close below on the daily of this range, and we're coming back up. So it's getting kind of hard to predict what is going to be happening right now, because it is kind of bipolar right now. And based on the rest of the market, if we actually take a look at the market for today, it is actually in the green. Global market cap up 4.7% up in just the past 24 hours, which is really huge. Bitcoin up 4%, Ethereum Ethereum up 7%, and we can see most of these coins are in the green on the daily. They are red on the weekly, but again, they're slowly getting back up. It wasn't a great week for most of these coins, but today it seems like a good green candle that they could get back to. So Bitcoin's above 100K once again. As we know, it did go below to around 98,000. Fear and greed, we're back to the neutral, actually going to 47, which is again pretty good. And we're at 20 out of 100 in altcoin season. Still not there yet, but again, slowly making our way as Bitcoin is still in the phase that we are looking at. But overall, really, really great performance by Zebec today. We did go more than, as we did take a look at, around 30% in today's daily candle, which is again really, really good. I'm bullish on ZBCN, 88% of the community still bullish. We could see partnership bullish on Zebec. Zebec just made another card partnership with Crypto No Picks. It just keeps getting in better and better. As we know, it did the acquisition of Science Card. So let's take a look at their X. We can see 276 followers. Proud to be a part of Circle Alliance, building the future with on-chain payroll and crypto card spending with USDC as the store stablecoin across our silver, carbon, and black card products. So they're doing regular partnerships, and we have just seen a new one. So again, a lot more coming to Zebec. Absolutely, the technology behind Zebec is built to revolutionize how money moves, especially in areas like payroll, payments, and real-time finance. So ZBCN has a long-term goal that we're looking at, and more by the looks of it, it seems like it is going to be successful very, very soon. So that was about it for this video, guys. In this video, we did take another look at what ZBCN is doing, and again, in today's chart, it is up like crazy, outperforming most of the market, but still doing very, very great. Hopefully, it does keep that up, and we'll obviously keep you updated. So, if you did enjoy the video, hit the thumbs up button, drop a comment down below on what you think about ZBCN, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and see you in the next one.
So shout out to Wealth Hub Magnet for that update on the BTM Crypto News Network. So this is last chance. The next move will shock everyone. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. This is what I'm preaching. This is what I'm telling you guys. First off, Zebec is on the verge of a breakout. And if Robinhood, with their weird self, if they list Zebec on June 30th, expect an explosion in the price action, right? It's going to take off. I don't care what you say or what fudders are telling you or what people are consuming and regurgitating. I'm literally showing you guys, right? We look at this every freaking day. I'm telling you guys, it's only going to take one major catalyst, and this thing is going to run. So let me know what you think, Marco. What up? I see you out here in Brazil. Shout out to Brazil. I think they mentioned you guys in one of the videos. Let's get back to who is this? Which one is older? Let me see what we got left. 8-minute video from Crypto Map. Zebec bouncing. This could be huge. Last chance. Let's see what the big BT Finance has to say.
What's up, ladies and gents? You know what time of day it is. It's Zebec time, and in today's video, we're going to be talking all about Zebec. We're going to be discussing what we are seeing here on the charts, and I'll be giving you guys my price prediction for Zebec over the coming days and weeks, as well as my targets for 2025. So be sure to stay tuned for all of that. Of course, if you are a new viewer, then welcome to this channel. If you do like this sort of content, hit the like button and subscribe for more. If you are a returning viewer, as always, welcome back to the channel. It's great to have you here. So, of course, we're going to be diving straight into this video. We are starting off with the shorter term here on Zebec. We are on the 1 hour chart right now. And as you can see on the screen, over the past 24 hours, after this dip that we've had, we've seen this really nice pump here on Zebec. In fact, This pump was nearly 50% from the lows down there to the absolute highs. Of course, the reason for that was the fact that we've seen a ceasefire agreement between Israel and Iran. That's obviously very, very good, because that means they stopped sending missiles to each other for the time being. Of course, we've seen the whole market kind of explode upon that news. And here on Zebec, we've seen it as one of the top performers. So like I said in yesterday's video, that is extremely bullish here for Zebec. Typically, coins that outperform when we see a general pump in the market are the coins that you want to be in during a bull run. Now here on Zebec, I do think now is a good time to be bullish on this token, because of course, despite the fact that the coin has been in some sort of downtrend over the past few weeks, I do think we will see a reversal into a new bullish trend sooner rather than later. And what happened yesterday with that short pump that we saw there, taking the prices here to 0.0045, kind of confirmed it for me. So essentially, we were watching something that looked a little bit like this on the chart. Now, of course, this was just a theory, because before yesterday, we only saw 2 tests of this upper resistance line. But with yesterday's pump that we saw, taking it up to this level and then heading back down, we saw yet another test of this upper resistance line. That means there's 3 separate occasions where the price has come to this white line and has been rejected each single time. So this to me now is a strong resistance here on Zebec. But what we also have on the chart is this strong support. So although, like I say, Zebec has been in this downtrend that's been dictated by these 2 white lines, this pattern in itself is a falling wedge pattern. And we know that because these 2 lines, if we extend them, will eventually converge into each other. And this, guys, is a bullish chart pattern. Now, of course, what we'd expect to see is something like this, where, you know, if the prices kind of bounce within this channel a little bit longer, and then the prices start to attack this resistance and then successfully break out to the upside, then we could be looking at a defined price target. Now, that price target is the distance between the first test of support there to the first test of resistance. And of course, we drag that measuring tool to wherever we break out. Of course, let's say for this video, we break out at the end of June. We could be looking at a price target here on Zebec of 0.0068. So of course, that is a 73% upside. If we drag that to a little bit sooner, so let's say we break out in a few hours, we could be looking at a price target of up to 0.0076. And the nice thing about this as well is that if we do see a breakout to the upside, this target should be met quite quickly. So of course, if you're a shorter term holder, then this resistance here should be the main thing that you are focusing on. Of course, watch to see what happens with the price. If we do start to see any such breakout, then this move up to this price target could be quite was absolutely free to buy some Zebec, then don't forget to check out the MEX exchange. You can simply buy some Zebec with it. So of course, because of this pattern and a few other things, I am more bullish here for Zebec in the shorter term than I am bearish. Of course, we could see a scenario where the prices head down over the next few days. I'm not ruling that out, but as long as we stay within this channel between the 2 white lines, it's still a falling wedge, and as soon as we see that breakout, we should see a big price movement. Now, of course, the MACD kind of supports this fact as well. We are seeing divergences on the shorter time frame already. So if you have a look at the 1-hour chart, for example, you can see that the trend lines are heading down on the price, but they are heading upwards on the 1-hour MACD. So this is a bullish divergence, which tells us we could be seeing a trend reversal in the near future. So this is also an extremely bullish sign. Now, the only thing here for Zebec left to really flip bullish in the shorter term is this 1-day MACD. Now, at the moment, you can see that the MACD is heading downwards. The bars are red, which generally tells us that on the slightly longer time frames, the momentum here is still bearish. But we are seeing these red bars get smaller and smaller. You can see I've drawn a trend line here to kind of show you how the trend for these red bars are. And as soon as we start to see green bars emerge once again, that is a strong buy signal. And that could give Zebec the power to push into new all-time highs. Now, as you can see, we only have a few days left if we're following this trend before we start to see bullish momentum enter on the one-day MACD. Now, let me just show you an example on XCN of what happens when we see that, because on XCN, in my last video, I talked exactly about the one-day MACD, and essentially, we can see that on XCN, we saw the bars turn from red to green. We saw a crossover of the lines, and it wasn't immediately a buy signal on XCN. It was about here when that occurred. So we saw the prices continuing to drop, but at some point we just saw a massive pop in the upwards direction. That was a 4x move here on XCN, and obviously what we saw beforehand was a crossover on the MACD, momentum flipping from bearish to bullish, and we also saw several bullish divergences between the MACD and the price. So we knew in advance that we were going to see a new bullish trend emerge. Of course, here on XCN, it took a little bit of time, but we did see that 4x pop in the end. So the same thing, I believe, is happening here on Zebec. We are working with this one-day MACD. We are starting to flip a little bit more bullish here in terms of momentum. Of course, once that happens, that basically lights the fuse for Zebec to do a monster run, sort of like what we saw here in May. So in my opinion, the one-day MACD is definitely not looking bad at all. Now, one more reason as well to be bullish here in the shorter term is the fact that here on Bitcoin, generally, when Bitcoin makes a move, we see the rest of crypto make a move as well. And here on Bitcoin, we are looking at a bull flag on the one-day Bitcoin chart. You can see that the prices from their lows there in April has done this nice move into all-time highs. We've consolidated in this sort of downtrend with these two white lines being the support and resistance. And this, guys, is a bull flag. So when we see Bitcoin break out past roughly 109K, 110K there, we have broken out of this bull flag, and Bitcoin should be heading quite a bit higher. Now, of course, if Bitcoin makes that move, we should see altcoins like Zebec follow suit. And the fact that Zebec has a similar pattern to what we're seeing here on Bitcoin, the similar sort of consolidation, that makes me particularly bullish for the fact that if we see that first move on Bitcoin, we should also see that move here on Zebec as well. So of course, there's definitely a lot to be excited about here in the shorter term for Zebec. In my opinion, it's only a matter of time before we start to see some more bullish moves here on the Zebec chart. Now, looking at Zebec on the longer timeframes, of course, if we zoom out, what we've seen here on the Zebec chart is, of course, this massive accumulation period. And this massive pump that we've seen was a result of a breakout from this long-term accumulation period that we saw on the Zebec chart. Now, because Zebec has accumulated for a year in this range, and because Zebec really does respect these fib levels as places of support and resistance, I use the fib levels to predict basically where the price is going to go to. So what I'm highlighting now, for example, is where you can see the price come up to a fib level. It's tested on several different occasions as a resistance. And you can see lots of examples throughout Zebec's price history where the price has interacted with different fib levels. So we can use these fib levels to predict where the price might go in 2025. So the first step is obviously to reclaim new all-time highs. If that is done, the next natural target here is this 1.618 fib that lies just beneath the 1 cent region, so 0.01. That is the next natural target for Zebec. Of course, I do think we could hit that in the shorter term, particularly if we see a clear breakout from that short-term falling wedge that I showed you. If we can get past that 1 cent region, the next target for us becomes this 2 fib here at 1.7 cents, so 0.017. Now, the main target that I have here for Zebec in 2025, which I think will probably happen in Q4, is this 2.618 fib here that sits at 0.046. Now, of course, this is one of the main targets that I have. The next one that is also a main target for me is this 10 cents region. So these two, so 0.1 here, 10 cents, and 0.046 is my two main targets for 2025. Of course, 10 cents is a bit like 100K Bitcoin. This is going to be a big psychological level for holders that they'll probably sell at. You know, they're probably happy when they see the number start with 0.1. Now, of course, for the best possible chances to see Zebec hit these price targets here that I have for it, we need to see these two indicators giving us favorable numbers. So if we go on the CoinMarketCap homepage, you can see on the homepage that we have this Fear and Greed and altcoin season. They're both indicators. And the most important one is this altcoin season index. And at the moment, we've got a value of 17 out of 100. And this essentially means that Bitcoin at the moment is outperforming altcoins as a whole. And what we need to see for Zebec to reach those price targets, or for the best chance to reach those price targets, is this value at above 75. That just means that altcoins are clearly outperforming Bitcoin. And on top of that as well, what we want to see alongside that is the Fear and Greed Index at a value of above 80. Of course, the Fear and Greed Index is a sentiment indicator. That means when we have a value of above 80, we are seeing euphoria in the markets. We are seeing extreme greed. And along with an altcoin season index of 75 or above, that gives the optimal environment for cryptos to do 2x's, 5x's, even 10x's in the shortest spaces of time. And so that kind of environment is going to give XCN, and so that kind of environment is going to give Zebec the best possible chance of reaching these upper price targets. So above 80 for the Fear and Greed Index, above 75 for the altcoin season index. If you're a longer term holder who doesn't really care about the shorter term movements, this is one thing I do recommend you check every now and then, because of course, you know, when we do get those values on here, that means that we are going to see sky high prices for a lot of cryptos, and it wouldn't be a bad time to sell a portion of your longer term holdings, in my opinion. So two very easy indicators you could be checking every now and then. Of course, that is pretty much what I wanted to say for this video here on Zebec. Of course, thank you guys so much for watching. Do let me know down in the comments if you are holding any Zebec. And if you are holding your Zebec,
So that is interesting. He's saying, what did he say? 5 cents to 4 cents, next 7 cents, and ultimately, what did he say? 10 cents? I think he's gonna do better than 10 cents, but I do follow his analysis, and I think it's pretty good, but I think it's gonna push past 10 cents. What do you guys think in the comments? You think we're stopping at 10 cents, or do you think we are taking the crypto world by storm? Because we're doing it all live. And I think we are going to keep pushing. I think we're going to push past 10 cents. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. All right, this is the last video of my main man. Caesar gets crypto. Let's see what his numbers are.
On everybody, it's your boy Cesar, and we are talking about Zebec today.
But if you haven't noticed, everybody's predicting a large bounce coming up for Zebec. I like the French, the Zebec accent. I'm going to start saying the Zebec. So the Zebec, the Zebec. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. I might put a poll up later. Zebec breakout to 10 cents. Okay. 5 cent. No. We're at 2 cents, 4 cents. 5 cents, 10 cents, 20 cents, or $1. World's biggest lurker here, LG Zebec. Let's go. What up, Quarter Crawler? Where you been, bro? Check out the Casper video from earlier. Whatever happened to LB Crypto? But either way it goes, thanks for joining. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And super chat. Also, you can get your BTM Crypto News Network shirt. Trying to get the word out, right? Trying to keep the lights on crypto, the BTM Crypto News Network. So let's see what, actually, let me see if we can find what they're looking for. Dang it. I was about to pull something up. I literally just forgot that fast. Dang it. What was it? It was something. Isn't it? Oh, yeah. I'm going to make a poll. All right. I'm tripping. I'm going to make this poll real quick while you guys are watching this video. See if we can add the poll. Like, tax paid already. No worries there. Like, I think I'll make sure you guys pay the like tax as well. Let me see. Let's get back to the video with Cesar gets crypto.
ZBCN, that's all as it would be pronounced if you are French. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, you guys. It is the 24th day of June, and here we are at about $0.041, 6 hours, 25 cents. Pardon my silliness in the beginning there. I don't know what got over me, or it came over me. That sounded naughty. 6 hours, 25 minutes left in the day here. We have a little bit of a wick to the downside, and this is actually looking kind of promising, you guys. It's actually very, very, very promising. We're going to get into it, okay? We're going to talk about it here. Again, I still maintain the stance that that's not what I thought I was doing, that this is not the low and that we will go lower, but you stand a chance. You stand a chance to prove that invalid and prove that you have found the low, depending on what you do over the next couple days here. From a high to a low, we'll look at this. We'll just draw it there, looking at the 4-hour time frame. Going from the 382 and finding support at the 236, you guys, we talked about this, right? I said it yesterday. If you want to prove me wrong, this is what you have to do. And you went down. That's great. You know, bears, if you started celebrating too early, I mean, man, you might be missing out here. On the negative notion, you know, there's not a whole lot of volume coming in. If we look at the 1-hour time frame, a little bit of volume here, but there's not a lot of volume coming in. And I feel like the volume has been very, very telling for ZBCN. Whenever volume starts to die off, especially as you're moving up, it's not a good look. And so with that, I would be a little hesitant here. Just because you bounce here doesn't mean you're going up. But again, what we said yesterday was reject the 382 like this, come down to the 236 and find support. Typically what you do is you go to the golden ratio, typically. So if we do get back to these areas here at about 00435, which we're not that far away from right now. If we can get up there, we likely don't stop there. Likely you would continue to the golden ratio. And I'll tell you what, we get up here, we make a move like that, I'm bullish. Cesar the bear has gone to sleep. Cesar the bull is fiercely awoken. And man, we're going to see some crazy stuff happen in a very short amount of time. It's more bullish, I think, to find support just above areas that you would anticipate to go to. That's more bullish, right? Because that means there's not enough selling pressure. There's too much buying pressure for you to get down there. That's actually a very bullish atmosphere to be in. It wouldn't make a lot of sense for us to find support here based on a lot of different things. But the one thing that's very, very critical on a fundamental basis for ZBCN is that area of support right there came directly in contact with our prior all-time highs, right? Prior all-time highs. That's a very strong area of support. And if you get a positive reaction, like we might see over the coming days, there's no arguing it at that point, man. That's the low, right? We're not there yet. I'm not saying that is the low. We're not there yet. It's important to be hesitant, to be skeptical, and to be cautious if you're going to be bullish here. But there's reason enough right now to be bullish, man. I'll tell you what. Another thing that you normally don't do is you don't normally reject the RSI off the overbought zone and then find support above the 50. You don't normally do that. You do in bullish circumstances, though, right? But again, with bullish circumstances, typically with ZBCN at least, when you move up, you have volume here. Your volume's dying off a little bit. And I don't like that. So it is possible. Okay. It is very possible that what we could be doing is moving up, closing above this 4-hour time frame here, getting a lower high in the RSI, getting a double top, rejecting the overbought zone, and then coming down, maybe getting people excited. I don't know. The market makers watched my video last time. They're like, oh, ho, people are going to get excited if we bounce off the 236, eh? All right, say no more. We're going to pump it right back up here and then dump it, double top. It could happen, man. It really could happen. It's possible. So it's important to wait for multiple, right? We said multiple 4-hour candles to close above that 382. And even, I think it was multiple days. We want 2 days in a row to close above this 382 is what it is. So until that happens, reserve yourselves, right? If you're holding ZBCN, there's a little bit of giddiness in the air. I can feel it myself. Even at the cost of my pride, I can feel it myself, but I still very much am maintaining the position that we go lower. Let's look at the short-term stuff and we'll see if we can configure where you're going from here. Okay, 15-minute time frame. Bullish on the 15-minute time frame. Again, not a lot of volume, but I mean it's not terrible. You're not really breaking out right now, so you don't need volume, I suppose. From a high to a low. Come on now, there we go. High to low, high to come on. You want to do it? Just okay. There we go to the low. Above the 382 like this. See 382, 236 back up. You're probably going to the golden ratio, which is at 2042 to 2048. Now, if you go a little bit above there, that's cool. Sometimes you do that. You go to 786, 886, but I will remind you, if and when you rip above the golden ratio and you stop here, there's a solid chance that you do pull all the way back down. And if you see something like this, you're just upping the chance for that double top that I was talking about to happen, upping that chance for that bearish divergence on the 4-hour to happen. And if you get it without volume to the upside, but then volume starts to come in as you make this move down, we'll see you at 2029 as I'm maintaining my stance on, right? That's kind of my expectation still, even with this. But you can prove that wrong. You're in a position where you can prove that wrong right now, more so probably than you have in a very long time. 1 hour time frame here, a little bit of a double top, right? Bearish divergence there, and you did come down. You came down to where the divergence formed. You went below it, as is very common, and you're moving up now. You're moving up. You found support just below the 50. We love to see it. Good stuff. You broke out of your uptrend and now you found support here. You're looking to get back into the overbought zone. If you can persist, this is the key thing. And when I say persist, I don't just mean do this. Understand, guys, if you do this, that's not time to celebrate. You have to stay up here. If you do this, you could just very well come down. Just because you take out that high doesn't mean that it's time to celebrate yet. Wait for the daily close. It's very important that you wait for the daily close, and probably even tomorrow, before you get too overzealous and excited. I mean, if we just move up between today and tomorrow, before tomorrow's close, and we're up at that golden ratio close, which I forget where that price is here. Let's just look at it real quick. If we're up at, what's the price? Come on, man. 20525 or higher in the next, before tomorrow's close, then yeah, we found the low. Okay, absolutely, I think we have. We get above that high, absolutely, I think we have. But until then, I remain bearish, and I keep the stance that we should wait for the daily close to see what really happens here. Okay, 4 hour time frame. Looking at the 4 hour RSI, you did reject the overbought zone. You did find support down here. You've got 2 hours left in this 4 hour candle, and there's less volume now than you had on that one, and I don't like that. As you're moving up, you should be getting more volume. But again, if you are moving up and you're in this relative consolidation phase, I suppose it's not that important to get volume right now. You'd probably want that volume to come in as you're breaking out, as you're seeing higher highs, right? And again, you want volume to the upside, not as you're coming down. If you get a little bit of volume to the upside, but then more volume comes in on the downside, that's whenever you should be worried a little bit, right? And typically, actually, that's what happens normally, right? You get a little bit of volume here, and then as you move up, less volume comes in, and then you get some volume to come into the downside as well. But it wasn't more volume. So what'd you do? You moved up higher. And then what happened? That volume was lesser than your last spike, and then the volume to the downside was larger, right? So, and influencing that price even more to the downside. And then here you're moving down, but less volume. So you had a nice reaction off of that. If you can get to the overbought zone and see a deeper drive into the overbought zone, not barely deeper, not a double top that's like slightly higher, like a deeper drive, something like this or deeper, that would look very encouraging. That would look very encouraging. This 4 hour time frame might hide the truth here, or not even hide it. It might express it very, very vibrantly. So just pay attention to that. The 4 hour time frame. I've got my RSI set to a 10. Okay, if you want to have yours at a 14, which is standard, or a 7 or a 20, I don't care, whatever. But mine's set to a 10 if it gets overbought, and you get a deeper reading than this, and it maintains, good, right? But there's a lot of ifs. There's a lot of things that need to happen first before you get too excited. Okay. We'll talk about the upside in a second, but I am maintaining the stance that we go down. So let's just refresh ourselves on that from a low to a high. The expectation would be that we go down to the 382. It's a very common thing to do. It's actually very uncommon to reach for the 382 and then find support and go up. But man, Bitcoin did it. There's a couple of cryptos that did it recently. It's like the market makers are picking on me and my logic here. I'm telling you guys though, typically this is not what you do. Even though I feel like we are seeing this around the space right now with various cryptos doing this exact thing, Bitcoin specifically. I mean, it's possible. It's possible that was your low. It absolutely is, especially because you have your all-time highs, your prior all-time highs right there. It's a good area to find support. I mean, if we take this from a low to a high, you tip the 1414, which is actually a bullish thing to do. You normally go below the 1414. You don't tip it. So tipping, it's actually a very bullish thing to do. And here you are. You actually closed above the golden ratio yesterday. I mean, I'm just saying that's, relatively speaking, that's actually a bullish look. And if you can do it again today, that would be a very bullish look as well. But again, maintaining the idea that we go to the downside, 0029 high. Oh, that wasn't the high. That's the low, but that wasn't the high. High to low here. Your 1272 lines up with the 382 right here at 0029. They're right smack dab, right there on target. You might be finding resistance here at this golden ratio, and on your way down, you found support just below the 1414 of this fib, right? The 1414 of this small fib is less significant than the 1414 of this fib. You found support just below there. It is very typical to go from the 200-886 area and find support at the 1414. So there's a point in your favor. But if you're finding resistance at the golden ratio, which is a lower fib, right? It's the lowest high you've had. You're being constructive to the downside. That's also typical when working your way down. So we're in this kind of area of limbo where I would say it's very important that you don't get overzealous. If you're looking to buy ZBCN, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, here's the conversation I'd have with myself if I was looking to buy it here. Okay. If I bought here, I'd tell myself, okay, I'm buying here. I'm committing to it. If it drops 30% from here, which it statistically right now has the probability to do. The probability is in the favor of that, okay? Right now. If I can handle that, then okay, I'll buy. Whatever. I can eat the loss. I could have if I waited 3 days. We saw it, the writing was on the wall. Damn it. Oh well. If you can do that, okay, cool. If you're the type of person that buys here and the 30% drop will shake you out and you'll sell at the low, which is the most terrible thing to do, or you'll try to sell halfway through the low thinking that it's going to go lower. I mean, maybe you get a higher low here and then you come up still and you find support, right? If you're going to do that, if you're going to shake out at all, if you're telling yourself, I'll buy here, and if it goes down a little bit, then I'll sell it, like any of that, I would just say, no, it's not a good time to buy. If you can buy and hodl through the pain, then okay, yes, I think it's a good time to buy. If you're looking to sell here, same thing. It might not be a good time to sell, man, honestly. Yesterday that was a little bit more clear, but with today's transgressions in the price to the bullish effect, I don't know. I don't know if I would be so keen on selling here, right? Obviously from the high, the all-time high to where we are now, you're not at a good point to sell. So I think the best thing to do if you're looking to buy, if you're looking to sell, is just wait it out, right? If going down here makes you want to sell, just understand you're selling at the worst point in time. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but play a mental game with yourself. If we drop down here, think, okay, if I was perfect, if I was the best trader in the world and I sold the exact top, would I look at this price as an opportunity, or would I look at this price as the death of ZBCN? You'd look at it as an opportunity. If you sold the exact top, you hadn't bought back in, and you see the price down there, you would be fork and knife in hand with your bib on, like a good little boy or girl, because there's girls in the space too. Shout out to the homies. You'd find support there and continue to run. Right, that's likely what's going to happen. It's in line with these lows here. I mean, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense that you'd go there. If you go lower than that too, by the way, guys, 0029 does not have to hold a support. I don't think that you break below there, but if you do, it's not a problem. You have other areas. Understand you have other areas that you can find as support that would still be very bullish. And ZBCN is likely one way or another going lower right now and then higher, going higher right now and then higher, whatever it is. Likely ZBCN, your next target area would be somewhere that's, above like 1.5 cents, maybe as high as 4.6 cents, 5 cents, something like that, right? You've got a lot of growth. I think that you have a 10x move or more coming in, just like you had here. You had a 10x move. I think that you've got something on the lines of that, if not more. This next move from here might actually be bigger. And at the very least, I would think that you're at something that's above 2 cents. I mean, at the very least, you're going to be above 1.5 cents. Okay. At the very least, you'll be there by the end of July. At the very most, something around 5 cents. Okay. And maybe even higher than that. But I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did,
So this is another prediction of over 5 cents by the end of July. So let me know what you guys think. There's lots of bullish sentiment about Zebec. Are you in? Are you out? Are you bullish or are you not? Or are you bearish? Do you want the project to succeed? Or are you falling victim to the FUD? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And hit your main man up with a super chat. Check out the t-shirts on the BTM X page. Putting this back over here. And also, I posted that poll. So let me know, what is Murad talking about? Coins with a mission will outperform everything this crypto cycle. I don't know, but this kind of looks
Coins
generated.
with a mission will dominate this crypto cycle. The number of cryptos is growing rapidly. We used to have thousands of them, and now we literally have millions. The vast majority of coins don't stand for anything. They have no mission, no goal, no purpose, and no soul. The coin must have something that keeps the community united and motivated, regardless of market conditions or price. The few coins that have a mission will outperform everything because they have that special sauce of meaning and purpose, which most coins do not. Stop trading and believe in something. Coins with a mission.
So either Murad lost some weight or this is generated. And why is he so bullish on what is that, XPX 6900? I don't understand. I mean, it's cool, but come on, bro. You don't understand what the mission is behind the Z or X. What is it, XPX 6900? But HEW holler. Okay. Thanks for joining Crypto Crawler and all the rest of the Zebec fam and the Zebec army. I'll let you guys get back to it. Maybe pop a turbo video up later tonight. We'll see how things go. But as always, thanks for joining. And you're not as weird as you think you are. Maybe everybody else is weird. But either way it goes, thanks for joining. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and the super chat if you got it. If not, buy more crypto. It's not financial advice. This is just for entertainment purposes. And as always, stay dangerous. And let's get back to the money, fam. As always, BTM out. See you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow, Wednesday. Yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Have a good evening. And don't forget to do your own research. What up, Natty Ways? Is that Naughty Ways? Naughty. Maybe it's Naughty Ways. Either way it go, guys. Thanks for joining. Peace and hair grease. Miner out.